And we start by looking at the man in the number 9 jersey. We spoke about him, we saw him, Luke Jones, 50th appearance for Richmond, 21 tries in that time. A hell of a return rate for a scrum half. He'll be charged with unleashing the new centre combination of Ted Landry and Jake Caddy, while the unflappable Rob Kirby can be banked upon to be knocking over points from the tee. The guys laying the platform well, Johnny Harris and Jimmy Litchfield, they need to be singled out for special attention, because in a squad that has seen a lot of rotation across the season, they've been almost ever present. Cornerstones of the Richmond pack, and nestled in between them is young Jack Musk, the Harlequins loanee, who's impressed, getting his first start since the match against Ealing. Jake Parker, he's captain in absence of Cam Mitchell, and accompanies the dynamo Toby Sazel and Hugh Worthington in the back row. As for Coventry, well, we've spoken about their centres at length. Will Butt, those 4 terrific tries at Jersey, but there are threats everywhere. Louis Brown has just been named the Young Player of the Year for Coventry, and Rob Stevenson, wearing 14, was an arch try scorer in his day for London Scottish right here at the Athletic Ground. 13 in 17 starts in the 2018-19 season. He knows his way to the whitewash. Snow to Dakers. Dakers not brought to ground just yet. Another messy picture for Joe Snow. Richmond have disrupted successfully again. Potentially off their feet, but Joe James happy for play to continue. And Richmond are on the burst. Goebel racing down the right lane and finding the man on his 50th appearance to send the Richmond Athletic Ground raucous.
What a brilliant try. What great to hear the crowd going, but you know, wonderful finishing, wonderful interplay. But Freddie Hosking, the young second row, great first season at Richmond, having the sight to be able to open up and spread that ball wide to get the players in width to play the ball.
Well, it had shades of Richmond's solitary try from Ampthill last week, with Goebel freed up on the right and finding that trailing inside line. Again, Kirby the creator. Well, Richmond have work to do. Free kick to Coventry. Burrows taps and goes. Richmond circling the wagons. Coventry on the march. Coventry scoring. And it's the big man Burrows.
And again, it's that tempo, the short arm penalty, short arm free kick coming out from the scrum, and Burrows just keen to get going, caught Richmond napping a little bit, so tried to retreat. And then just that power that you get with him, which he's shown all season, that powerful game running he's got, carried over by his mate Ben Nutley there on the flank.
Well, Richmond sauntering up to the line out. Hosking gets up there. Plenty of contest up there to make matters difficult for Richmond. They do come away with it with Worthington. And Parker puts his head down before being battered by 2 Coventry men. Jones flashing forward. Hoskins with the footwork. Hoskins still going. Hoskins hasn't been stopped. Hoskins scoring. Wow. Put that on the highlight reel, Freddie Hosking. The step, the bosh, the pump of the legs.
A little bit of afters. Last game of the season, you can see how much the result matters to both teams here, but that's a great reward for Hosking. He's a strong, powerful young chap, and you just see his energy and power there, just to bust through 1-2 tackles, fight his way, keep fighting and getting over that try line.
Well, the call pretty forcefully to use it. Owen on the crash, well tackled by Landry. He's having a hell of a defensive workout today, and he's injured himself in the process. There's more shenanigans going on between Sazel and Owen this time, and Richmond need to be alert, and so does the Richmond physio, who almost gets in the way of Will Butt, who's charging through, offloading to Snow. Fantastic chop tackle from Toby Sazel. Again, Rob Kirby scoots to the wing to try and hide himself in the defensive line. His arm is in a bad way. Coventry just struggling for fluency. Saw a glimpse of Richmond being opened up by the Butt-Snow combination. Richmond give away the penalty. Huge shot from Jimmy Litchfield, but Coventry haven't been stopped, and they're still going basketball style into the hands of the danger man Louis Brown, who gets his try.
Yeah, that's the danger he talks about, the two wheels. I think it was, Will Owen up first, big strong carry up in the midfield, then Will Butt followed up with another big strong carry making the line bust, and then eventually, the ball found its way. Nutley on the flank doing great link play to get the ball into Louis Brown for first try?
First try since April 2018, well, yes. This is good from Coventry. Peters meets 3 Richmond jerseys. Jimmy Litchfield caught on the wrong side. An advantage will play, and it's opened up for Will Butt. Another excellent tackle from Sazel, low and round the ankles, but Louis Brown ghosting through again. There's numbers aplenty out wide in the hands of the club captain Peters, who bangs off his right and coasts across the line for Coventry's third of the half to extend their lead here at the Athletic Ground.
Yeah, a great try there for AP, and it could have been a number of them out there wide. They'd really built up the numbers by stretching Richmond all the way to the left to then take the play back to the right. Louis Brown heavily involved again. As you see, Peters nearly juggles it, almost throws the pass to Stevenson, but then steps back inside and goes over for a try to notch up.
Well taken with 3 Richmond defenders over chasing, with the looming threat of the numbers out wide. So Adam Peters scores against his old club. Richmond do seem to be finding a way of getting around that outside centre and into the 15-metre channel.
Yeah, it's something that they work on. When the ball moves quickly and slickly, then it is difficult for defensive to read, but the power game now with them all.
Well, here comes Richmond's driving maul, like a black, red and old gold motorcade, clearing a pathway for the hooker at the back. Grinds to a halt. Jones, sneaky dart to the fringes. Coventry nearly by it, but Richmond are still going and they're rumbling. And they're scoring. Has Luke Jones got his second in the middle of all those forwards?
I got a call. I couldn't see it, but I got a really clear call.
Well, we're going to need a replay and maybe some X-ray glasses to see who it is.
Carried over.
Well, they need to hit their man first, and it's been a lot more successful in this second half. They've got momentum early. This looks like irresistible momentum. It is irresistible momentum, and it is the bonus point try for Coventry.
That's a lovely move. That's sort of something that I could talk about that on, Joe. But no, as you see, they set it up. They have a good line-out process. I think Nutley was at court. It comes down with the ball, and they just all pile in quickly, catch Richmond off guard. That's the benefit. If you go to the tail, it means that the rest of the Richmond pack have to come back around to try and hit. And as you see, then it's just a game of speed, and they managed to get the thing going before Richmond had a chance to, that first 2 seconds to try and kill them all. They just didn't have that moment, and then just flies over the Richmond line.
Peters is sent up, and Coventry begin to pour forward. They're repelled by Richmond before they break away. A metre short. Bodies piling in to disrupt. They carry narrow round the fringes. Richmond in all-out defence mode, creeping, crawling And Coventry across, and it's Luke Ginott.
No, Jake, I'm standing right here. It's clearly a try.
Wow. Richmond did so well to stop the initial driving maul, but it did the damage to then have them backpedaling, and Coventry have proven deadly when they get into the red zone this afternoon.
Yeah, they got that maul stopped, pretty well. They just kept it rolling around, hitting on the angle, getting it spinning, but then they broke off as a two, got themselves to within, half a metre of the line, and then it's just a case of, a couple of carries. I think Jack Ram went close in there, nearly getting himself over the line before the ball pops out to the replacement prop, who sort of trundles over for what would probably tell us was a 30-metre run-in later on in the bar. Yeah, it's a few, obviously a lot of replacements being made in the game now, and I think that sort of flow that we managed to get sort of the start of this second half has sort of dropped away a little bit. There's a little bit more errors, penalties, knock-ons, turnovers creeping into the game, and I think it will get back to the sort of the flowing, hard-up running that we've seen sort of for the first 60 minutes.
Well, speaking of hard running, Will Owen has given Coventry some front foot ball. Louis Brown felled. Well, Jack Ram has come on with a target on his back. He's been smashed every time he's got the ball. Here he goes again. Boom. They don't like him out there. That time Hamish Barton attempting to rearrange his skeleton before Peters swats Caddy away.
No, 16, no.
Lewis to Brown. Lovely ball over the top. Stevenson to Brown. Inside to Barton. And that is a beautiful try from Coventry.
Yeah, great play. I think Will Kay it was on the wing, comes up hard, rather than just keeping that space in the half and keeping a little bit further back in order to cover the threat. The ball goes over his head, and they've got a clear break down the line. Kirby has to cover. But I was actually just thinking we've not really said Louis Brown's name too much this half, but there he is popping up just at the right time to prove me wrong with a great offload out the side, and Barton gets in for the try.
Well, it was his delicious ball over the top that opens the Richmond defence up. He mentioned about Will Kay coming up hard, but it was a peach of a pass to take play to the paint right here next to the grandstand. And then support runners aplenty to make sure of it. And speaking of making sure of it, Tony Fenn, well, he's not missing this afternoon. His 6th conversion out of 6. And Richmond now, well, we mentioned the task being tall. It's mountainous now. Richmond 22, Coventry 42.